Moin, moin, ihr lieben Seebären mit oder ohne Bart, mit oder ohne Haar auf dem Kopf. Willkommen zu einem nächsten Let's Play. Diesmal mit Teil und Lorian. Ja, ihr habt richtig gehört. Zwar ist das unmöglich, dass ich beide Charaktere spiele, aber auf jeden Fall ist Lorian diesmal mit dabei. So, und zwar ist das genauso wie wir das bei Heise die zweite gemacht haben. Mit der Kuvah'Magh. Und zwar ist das die Folge 6a Teil 1. Deswegen, ihr habt euch bestimmt gewundert wegen das Intro ist ein bisschen anders geworden für diese Spezialdinger. Auf jeden Fall machen wir es jetzt weiter. Also, legen wir mal los, ne? Ach nee, falsche Spalte. Dann rufen wir mal.
It's a pleasure to be acquainted. I'm Miral Sicherheit, captain of the USS Belfast. Admiral Quinn has recommended we team up for a high-priority mission, and truth be told, I'd welcome the support. We've been tasked with overseeing a diplomatic meeting between the Federation and the Klingon Empire. President Okeg has managed to arrange ceasefire negotiations on Kittimer, but the situation is delicate. The war with the Klingons has been ongoing for half a decade, and things have only escalated after the Undine infiltration. Still, this could be our one small chance to turn things around. Our job? Protect the President's delegation on board Starfleet 1 and safely escort them. I'll be waiting for you in the Kittimer system. Captain Cogran, a capable warrior, and our Imperial liaison will be meeting us there.
Ja gut. Wir treffen uns da, Captain. Tacker Ende.
By combining our strengths, we're sure to boldly go where no one has gone before.
Na dann gehen wir mal zum Transporterraum, nicht? Eigentlich bin ich auch blöd, ne? Eigentlich bin ich auch blöd. Ich hätte ja von da aus... Naja, egal. Ich laufe doch nicht den Weg nochmal zurück. Beamen Sie mich auf die Kongo. Energie. Welchen Kurs, Sir? Nach Kitomer. Maximum Warp. Energie. Aye, Sir. Wir fliegen mit Transwarp. Aye, Sir. Achtung, Transwarp. In 3, 2, 1. Energie.
The Klingons are willing to use any weapon available to destroy the Federation, even time itself. It falls to a small group of brave Starfleet officers to restore the timeline and rescue one of their own. Who controls this sector may determine who controls the war.
Das hier alles werde ich jetzt mal nicht durchlesen, weil das habe ich schon bei Heise schon durchgelesen. Wenn ihr wissen wollt, was da alles draufsteht, Ina Heise anschauen. Die war ja die erste. Na dann betreten wir das mal. die Kuvah'Magh.
This is President Okeg aboard Starfleet 1. Remember, this conference is vital to the future of the galaxy.
Captain Sean here. Copy that, Mr. President. Best foot forwards at all times. The crew of the Belfast has been briefed.
Captain Kargren, Klingon Empire Liaison to Anik Okeg, standing by. President, the IKS Nima is ready to escort you.
Good to see you, and right on time, as expected of a true Starfleet officer. Sometimes that makes all the difference. We need to get the President's ship, Starfleet 1, within transporter range of the coordinates provided by the Klingons, and get the all-clear to beam down to Kittimer. I'll be assigned to the President once we arrive, and you'll be securing the premises. Speaking of, let me introduce you to my Chief of Security, Lieutenant Paris. She's a damn fine officer, and a quarter Klingon, too. Not unhelpful when it comes to building relations.
Es ist mir eine Ehre, mit Ihnen zusammenzuarbeiten. Ihr Ruf in der Sternflotte eilt Ihnen voraus.
Miral Paris, Chief of Security of the USS Belfast, but Lieutenant will do. Nice to meet you. I get the feeling we'll make an excellent team. Ready to get to work when you are.
Semper Paratos. Auf Ihr Zeichen.
I hope you don't mind me checking in along the way. This meeting is delicate, and I'd like to make sure everyone is prepared.
Glad to have you with us, Mr. President. Any words of wisdom before we arrive?
Kittimer is a key location in the history of our two civilizations, and home to many important meetings.
This planet hosted the Kittimer Conference of 2293, if I'm not mistaken.
Conspiracies aside, the final outcome was historic, and its gift of peace lasted for generations.
Let's hope for a similar outcome today. Your attendance is as much of a security risk as it is a show of goodwill.
Lieutenant.
It is up to the Federation to take this first critical step. We cannot allow a repeat of Cestus 3.
Sir, sensors are picking up several Gorn vessels in the area. It's an ambush.
Rotalarm.
Rebel Gord! So some of them are willing to stand up and fight after all.
Hang tight, Mr. President. We won't let you down. This is the USS Belfast. What's your status? President OK, do you copy?
Fortfahren.
USS Belfast, IKS Nema. This is the President. We're all right. Just a bit shaken up.
Erfahren Sie fort.
Mr. President, we need to postpone this conference. It's much too great of a risk for you to take. Our scan should have picked up on that ambush.
Fortfahren?
Postponing this conference is not an option, Captain Sean. This ceasefire deal could be the Federation's only chance to eventually make peace with the Klingon Empire. If that involves some degree of risk, then so be it. The members of my delegation joined this mission informed and ready for the task. However, this task does beg a question. How exactly did the Gorn hide from our sensors?
Scans zeigen, dass ihr Schiffe mit Chronikon-Markierungsfeldern ausgerüstet sind. Die USS Kongo hat leichte Schäden erlitten. Lieutenant, Statusbericht?
The Belfast and IKS Nema have sustained minor damage as well. Most of the Gorn attacks were directed at Starfleet 1, and presumably President O'Keg. However, aside from a few fluctuations in deflector harmonics and a brief spike in secondary EPS flow regulators, nothing approaches critical thresholds. The President's ship is holding up fine, all things considered.
Wir sollten unsere Sorgfaltspflicht erfüllen, bevor wir weitermachen. Mein taktischer Offizier wird einen Langstreckenscan des Systems durchführen.
The Belfast will run a scan as well. Something does feel off. Activating long-range sensors and tachyon detection grid. Sensors are clear, sir. No threats detected, masked or otherwise.
Let's resume course before that changes.
Attacking Klingons is one thing, but the Federation? I find the circumstances of this Gorn ambush a little odd.
I agree. The Gorn should have challenged my vessel instead. Fought against one of their Klingon conquerors. Cowards.
The Gorn shouldn't have been able to close in on Starfleet 1. We need to improve our response time.
President O'Keg, the Klingon Empire acknowledges the arrival of your delegation to Khitomer. Our orbital defense post received reports of a rebel strike within the system, but readings were delayed due to the Gorn's chronoton masking fields. Still, your survival in the face of this unexpected obstacle bodes well. Perhaps you are worthy allies after all. You are cleared to beam down.
Fortfahren.
The Federation is honored to be received on Khitomer. I can assure you that your openness to meeting with us is not misplaced. Our delegation's security escort dealt with the Gorn attack swiftly, thanks to the combined efforts of our respective captains. We will be beaming down shortly. Captains, when you're ready.
Bereit. Schon? Noch einen letzten Rat?
Once you've made it planetside, Lieutenant Paris will brief you on security measures. Remember, stay sharp. Confidence is key, but so is efficiency. History tends to repeat itself, and with Kittimer, that could be a problem. I'll meet you on the ground, and whatever comes, meet it head on. There's no time to second guess.
Jawohl, Captain. Bereit zum Runterbeam. Timir? Ja, Lorian? Kann ich mitkommen? Natürlich. Bereit zum Beam? Skavi nicht. Nein. Ich nehme Timir. Nee, auch nicht. Ich nehme den Tasi noch mit. Ich brauche schließlich ja einen taktischen Offizier, nicht? Bereit machen zu Beam. Energie.
Miral, or should I say, Lieutenant Paris.
Doctor, I've missed you. You haven't aged a day.
Well, I am afraid that's how it works. But if it would put you at ease, I can add an aging subroutine to my matrix.
Not on my behalf. You're perfect, just the way you are. Are you part of the President's delegation?
That's right. As the leading expert on species 8472. President Okeg is hoping that sharing our research with the Klingons will make up for our dismissal of the Undine threat. This, and a ceasefire deal, will hopefully lead to lasting peace between our people.
The Doctor pioneered research on the Undine aboard Voyager. It was considered revolutionary, both then and now. It is a pleasure to meet you, especially after your crew's incredible performance in the Kittimer system. I will let you get on with your security tasks and prepare for the conference. Doctor?
Ich glaube, mein Lächeln war ein bisschen unlogisch.
Good to finally meet you in person. Admiral Quinn's told me quite a lot about you. All good things, of course. Lieutenant Paris can give you a more detailed brief, but suffice it to say, we're looking to secure the whole premises. Make sure nothing's been tampered with.
Ganz meinerseits. Captain Sean, verstanden. Ich melde mich bei Lieutenant Paris.
It's nice to put a real face to the name. We need to secure the building. I recommend starting with the courtyard in the next room. Oh, and keep in mind, we're in a melting pot of different cultures and delegations right now, but let's try to stay focused and keep our distance.
Bereit. Bringen wir uns hinter uns.
Ah, hold it right there. Just a moment. Greetings. I am the emergency medical hologram Mark 1, but you may call me Doctor. A pleasure to meet you, I am sure. If I may offer a recommendation, while I doubt you will encounter any Undine infiltrators here, you may still find my latest research quite riveting, should you wish to test it out. Here is a parameter you may use to optimize your tricorder for species 8472 biosignature detection. The science behind it is nothing short of remarkable. The settings account for polyfluidic,
Polyfluidische Phasenvarianzen, das ist faszinierend. Rekorder angepasst. Wir sehen uns auf der Konferenz.
I'll follow your lead.
Mr. President?
The importance of today's conference cannot be overstated. I am grateful for your assistance in orbit. Please, pass my thanks to your crew. The Gorn attack initially appeared to be an attempt at disrupting our conference and taking out Starfleet 1. However, I believe intelligence has details that might contradict this assumption. I am hoping the Klingons will see the value in a ceasefire agreement. I'm no stranger to finding common ground with my adversaries. After I succeeded President Nanyeta Bako, I offered my political opponents seats in my cabinet. As the saying goes, it takes a quadrant to raise a coalition.
In der Tat, wenn ich zu Ihrer vorherige Argumentation etwas beitragen darf, der Hinterhalt der Gorn war nicht logisch. Dennoch sollten wir nicht ausschließen, dass Ihr Handeln das Ergebnis von Irreführung war. Schreiben Sie nichts der Bosheit zu, was Sie hinreichend durch Dummheit erklären lässt. Handlungs Rasiermesser. Was es auch immer sein mag. Ich glaube, das ist ein ganz anderer Text als bei Heise. Glaube ich. Aber könnt ihr ja gerne mal in die Kommentare mal schreiben und die Vergleiche mal anschauen. Botschafter.
Ambassador Jiro Sugihara of the Federation Diplomatic Corps. I have to admit that the Klingons were right about the Undine infiltration of the Gorn hegemony, but I don't agree with the war they waged. Diplomacy and peaceful negotiation should come first, always. Anyway, I've been told I should keep my opinions to myself, and even more so if we manage to broker peace. Always looking for trouble, Jiro, even on what could be a pivotal day for our people, you Glommer.
Ich verstehe. Ich würde Ihre Ehrlichkeit. Schwester? Ja, Lorian? Das machst du sehr gut. Danke. Obwohl du manchmal ziemlich unlogisch bist. Commander.
Starfleet Intelligence conducted a preliminary sweep of Khitomer some weeks ago. Klingon public opinion of the Federation is not favorable. However, they also seem to find no glory in the current stalemate. It looks like they're a little worse for wear after their interactions with the Undine, even if they won't let on. We can also safely rule out any conspiracies. Our intel suggests the rebel Gorn ambush that occurred in the system a short while ago had nothing to do with the Klingon Empire and everything to do with targeting the Federation. This is an ongoing investigation.
Gut zu wissen. Gibt es sonst noch etwas, das ich wissen sollte?
Well, while there are no Admiral Cartwrights in the crowd today, we have identified a person of interest. A Klingon by the name of Bavat will be in attendance. He's a contentious figure with a Federation criminal record. We can't forbid his house from attending as we're on Klingon ground, but we'll be watching him.
Das sind in der Tat wertvolle Informationen. Danke, Commander Borges. Hattest du nicht mit ihm mal was zu tun? Ja, der Name kommt mir bekannt vor. Kennen?
A Starfleet officer receiving classified information from the Klingon intelligence? Which puch! I suppose you'd have me sharpen your butt left too. I suggest you focus on your task.
Ich verstehe. Danke für Ihre Zeit. Zur Info. Meine Vorfahren haben mal euch angegriffen. Beziehungsweise, ne? Wir haben das vulkanische Hallo erfunden.
All right, let's start with this area.
Klingon in a Starfleet uniform? Just bah!
Joder, red clutch bet one way. Pitiful.
Scans are clear. It seems these Klingons have taken note of my appearance. I've never hidden my hybrid nature. As my godfather, the Doctor, encouraged me to be proud of this part of myself and taught me the meaning of self-worth. But truth be told, I'd rather be back on the Belfast right now. I'm chief of security, not a diplomat or an envoy. Still, if my being here helps prove that the Federation and the Klingons can coexist, then all of this will be worthwhile.
Das klingt nach einer schwierigen Reise der Selbstreflexion. Wenn wir zusammenarbeiten wollen, müssen wir darauf wohl vielleicht noch einmal zurückkommen. Aber jetzt sollen wir weiter.
Leave no stone unturned.
Another rebel attack in Klingon space. Reprehensible.
King Slathis does not assent to these renegade acts.
This area is clear. If the Gorn delegation is telling the truth, then the ambush we just thwarted was a rebel attack, and not a revolt instigated by the Gorn hegemony. Still, it seemed very coordinated.
Ich habe das Gefühl, dass hier jemand im Hintergrund die Fäden zieht. Fahren wir fort. Timur? Ja, Lorian? Erinnert dich diese Geschichte nicht ein bisschen irgendwas? Was meinst du? Ja, was unsere Mutter und unser Vater damals erzählt haben. Ach, du meinst mit den Xindi? Genau.
Running another scan.
Du glaubst doch nicht, dass die Xindi dahinter stecken. Nein. Aber so ähnlich.
I am Ambassador Koss of the Klingon Empire. I wish to meet with the Kuvah'Magh.
Ah, the Kuvah'Magh is an ancient myth. Paris is an impostor, a traitor to her people.
Peace with the Federation. Creator vo narde krapu.
No threats detected. Quite a few opinions floating around today, huh? I say we speed things up and move on to the next room.
Ein Moment, Lieutenant Paris. Wir müssen über diese Bemerkung zu Kuvah'Magh sprechen. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass Sie mir etwas verschweigen. Wenn wir zusammenarbeiten sollen, müssen Sie mir sagen, worum es hier geht.
Fine. You're right. You might know this already, but there's an ancient Klingon religious text that describes the Kuvah'Magh, or Savior, as a figure that will restore the Klingon Empire back to its original glory. Many Klingons believe me to be this Kuvah'Magh because of the events that occurred in the Delta Quadrant aboard Voyager. My genetic material played a part in helping a group of Klingons. I'm happy to answer any questions about that if you think it's beneficial to our mission.
Ein guter Kompromiss. Ich habe allerdings Fragen zu Kuvah'Magh.
What do you want to know?
Wie beschreibt der alte Text die Kuvah'Magh?
The prophecy foretells the arrival of a messianic savior, Kuvah'Magh. It is said that this figure is stronger than sickness itself and destined to heal the Klingon people, leading them to glory. Some even say the Klingons will know the Kuvah'Magh before the Kuvah'Magh themselves know the world. A spiritual recognition, if you will.
Faszinierend.
What do you want to know?
Warum ist die Kuvah'Magh für das Imperium so polarisierend?
Whereas some Klingons are devoted to the Kuvah'Magh, others disbelieve the figure's existence. Some even treat these religious texts as unworthy epics or conspiracy theories. Either way, I'm caught in the middle of a divided empire when all I ever wanted was to make the universe a better, more tolerant place. What do you want to know?
Welche Rolle spielt Ihr genetisches Material in der klingonischen Geschichte?
I was born aboard the USS Voyager, and as I said earlier, the Doctor is my godfather. In 2377, Voyager encountered a group of Klingon pilgrims aboard a D7-class battlecruiser. They were looking for the Kuvah'Magh because they were dying from a virus called the Nehret, which they originally believed to be nothing but old age. In order to save them, the doctor resorted to using my genetic material to create a cure. Miraculously, it worked. And thus, I became the Kuvah'Magh. What do you want to know?
Das ist vorerst alles, was ich wissen muss. Lassen Sie uns mit dieser Mission fortfahren. Faszinierende Geschichte, Schwester. In der Tat, Lorian. Erinnerst du dich an Elizabeth? Unsere Schwester? Die jetzt wie auf die Welt kam und wieder gestorben ist? Ja. Die unsere Eltern uns mal erzählt haben?
Preparing to scan.
What weight could a conference possibly hold without the attendance of Jempok? Ha!
Yedoko! Walden is here in his stead. Now is not the time for dissent.
I'm detecting... false alarm. Just some residual readings.
Dann sollen wir mal weitergehen, nicht?
Let's scan this room.
We're all set, my good sir. I will hold you accountable if this fails. There can be no deviation from the plan. Nach, Lordsman.
Of course. I will not disappoint. We have an agreement after all. Let's disperse.
A Klingon ambassador with a human attendant? I don't recognize the staffer, but I believe that's Ambassador...
Privat, nehme ich an. Hat ein Vorstaffelregister bei der Föderation. Ich bin sicher, der Geheimdienst hat der Sternflotte behält im Auge.
I don't know about you, but I think I've heard enough. And I trust that our intelligence units will monitor any outliers among the attendees. I suggest we have a look at our scan results instead. My readings are off in this room.
Gehen wir uns das genauer an. Ich folge Ihrer Führung, Lieutenant. Diese Augen von den Fremden. Was ist, Schwester? Ich habe so ein komisches Gefühl bei diesem Mann. Irgendwie erinnert er mich an jemanden. An wen Bestimmtes? Ich bin mir nicht sicher. Es war, glaube ich, auf der Enterprise bei Kirk. Faszinierend, Schwester.
This technology doesn't match any known Federation or Klingon designs. Its components are entirely non-standard. What do you make of this data?
Die Scans-Ergebnisse zeigen, dass die Quantensignatur des Gerätes fluktuieren. Ich kann seinen Ursprung nicht genau bestimmen.
Faint traces of Verteron particles.
Dieses Gerät ist auf eine anderen Koordinaten in diesem System ausgerichtet. Ob es eine Bedrohung darstellt, lässt sich nicht abschließend sagen. Melden wir das schon Kagan.
Cogran, it is simple, I assure you. Undine biology is adaptive, with a morphogenic cellular structure.
I am no scientist, but I do not dispute the utility of weaponry meant to identify and eradicate the Undine.
It's unfortunate we still know so little about them, despite the Doctor's research.
Ah, Miral, your disposition suggests that there were no polyfluidic phase variances to report.
That's correct. No Undine infiltrators, Doctor. But we did find something else. Captain Sean, Captain Cogran, We've discovered an unidentified device in the Hall of Heroes. Its origin cannot be traced and its functionalities are unknown. It doesn't appear to pose an immediate threat, but we can't be sure. Will you work on disabling the device while I transmit our findings to the rest of the team?
Erzeugen Sie ein Gegenfrequenzsignal, um die Subroutinen des Geräts zu überlagern und seinen Zustand auf inaktiv zu schalten.
Good idea. That device is cause for concern. Even if it turns out to be harmless, we can't afford to take any chances. Let's confer with President Okek.
Was sagen Sie dazu, Mr. Präsident? Okek?
I agree. This poses a considerable security risk. However, I'm too optimistic about the turnout of this conference to delay our diplomatic efforts any further. We need to honor our agreement with the Klingons. They will not respect any act that might be interpreted as a display of cowardice. We must stay the course. If Captain Cogran is not opposed, then I propose we beam the device to the USS Belfast for further analysis.
Es scheint, als wären wir uns alle einig. Doch bevor wir das Gerät hochbeamen, sollten wir ein Eindämmungsfeld darum errichten. Ich kümmere mich darum.
Setting up a containment field and done. Ready for transport. USS Belfast, this is Lieutenant Paris. We are beaming up an unidentifiable device for analysis. Stand by.
The conference will begin shortly. All attendees must gather in the Hall of Heroes. Immediately.
Ich glaube, es geht los. Gehen wir auf unseren Plätzen.
Fellow delegations, the Federation is here today to seek peace with the Empire, in the hopes that it will be long-lasting. We believe we have been at odds for too long, and hope to prove today that our worth as allies is greater than our worth as foes. As a first act, we propose a ceasefire, then allying against a common enemy, the Undine. I have with me an expert who will share...
All this talk and no action! Why trust you, okay? Your Federation has already proven it does not respect the Empire! In the case of the Undine imposters in the Gorn hegemony, the Klingons were right all along, yet you failed to heed us.
You are right, and I know that Federation and Empire relations have often been tense, that our history is riddled with mistrust, that you believe we failed you on the topic of the infiltrators in the Gorn hegemony, and that our ways have been human-centric. But like Chancellor Gorkon, this Saurian too believes in the undiscovered country, and has read Shakespeare in the original Klingon. We'd like to start by sharing our classified research with you on the Undine, as a gesture of good faith. Doctor?
Greetings. You may call me the Doctor. It is an honor to speak to such a fine audience. I will be handing out data pads after our speech, so do stick around should you wish to discuss the details. As you all undoubtedly know, with great scientific advancement comes great responsibility. While ethics are not on the agenda, I am obliged to mention the dangers of the technology we have developed and the risk it poses to non-Undine life forms.
The Belfast is transmitting the results of the analysis performed on the unidentified device. It seems it's...
But I digress. To the crux of the matter, I have created technology that pairs modified tricorders with experimental nanoprobes. The tricorders, while still a prototype, detect the presence of Undine biosignatures. The nanoprobes are then... pardon me. My matrix.
Captain Sean, that device disrupts holo-emitter signals. Doctor! taken the doctor!
Miral, look out!
Thanks. We need to take down these Gorn and retrieve the doctor. Now!
Belfast, this is Sean. Khitomer Conference is under attack. Monitor all activity in orbit. No one leaves.
I knew I should have brought the cryo grenades along. We need to take down the last remaining Gorn.
Our warriors have identified additional rebel Gorn on the ground. It won't be long before they reach our location. As for Bavat, the Petach has conveniently beamed up to his vessel. He must have had allies on the inside. Klingons willing to look the other way and smuggle in his devices. Or perhaps this is another conspiracy.
Fortfahren.
I assure you the Federation has nothing to do with this, Captain Cogran. I can't say the same for Bavat, though. The Belfast has managed to lock onto his ship with a tractor beam, but I'm not sure how long it'll hold. Our scans show the Doctor is aboard, so we'll need to be careful.
Mein Wissenschaftsoffizier Bobby meldet, dass Belfasts Schiff mit experimenteller Technologie ausgerüstet ist. Das könnte ein harter Kampf werden. Ich beame mich hinauf und unterstütze die Belfast.
I'm coming with you. We need to retrieve the Doctor. That's non-negotiable.
All right, but I know you well, Miral. Get back in one piece, and no unnecessary risks. That's also non-negotiable. Understood? Cogran and I will stay behind to deal with the Gorn and evacuate the delegations. Belfast, this is Captain Sean. Beam the lieutenant directly to the bridge. Paris, you've got the con. Stay safe.
Sie werden nicht alleine sein, Captain. Sie haben mein Wort. USS Kongo, hier spricht Taka. Bereit machen zum Beam. Und gleich auf roten Alarm. Energie.
This is Lieutenant Paris aboard the Belfast. We have a lock on Bavat's ship, the IKS Warvik. Recommend we hail him together before we take any drastic measures. Diplomacy first.
Vorsicht ist angebracht, da stimme ich zu. Meine Crew steht bereit. Stellen wir eine Verbindung her.
You dare not fight a real Klingon, one of prowess and might? I suppose your hail is meant to initiate some sort of negotiation. Which, I do not negotiate with those who would see the Klingon Empire become docile and prevent its path towards true glory.
Es besteht kein Grund zu kämpfen, wenn Sie einfach kapitulieren und den Doktor übergeben, Bevat. Frieden liegt in unseren beiden Interessen.
Request denied. It would be a shame to return your doctor so soon. Extracting him from Khitomer was child's play. Fascinating what can be achieved when the Empire is so divided and unfocused. But Klingons never shy away from a challenge. Let the Kuvah'Magh retrieve him herself and prove she has the heart of a true warrior.
Fortfahren.
My heart is just fine, Vat. I wish we could say the same for you, you mahwi. The Klingon Empire agreed to convene on the Federation's ceasefire proposal. It is you who is in violation of the agreement, and in direct disobedience of the High Council. They should have you discommended, you pet.
Lieutenant, die Subraumsensoren registrieren einen massiven Anstieg der Trachionemissionen. Bevat hat nur Zeit geschunden, um Verstärkung zu rufen. Alle Mann auf Gefechtsstation.
Bevat has escaped with the Doctor. The Belfast is tracking his ship's ion trail. Time to show these what we're made of. Give it all you got.
Belfast, this is Captain Sean. The situation is under control on Khitomer. We found a second device on stage attached to the podium and neutralized it. The device has the ability to disrupt photonic emissions and store holographic data, like a capsule. What's your status? Have you retrieved the Doctor?
Leider ist Bevat mit ihnen entkommen. Wahrscheinlich ist der Doktor in dem Gerät eingeschossen. Zu welchem Zweck ist unklar. Wir verfolgen jetzt die Warwick.
I missed a device, but we scanned the entire area. How is that possible? I increased my tricorder sensor aperture. I ran a multispectral sweep. I even enhanced subspace resolution and set up a level 3 perimeter scan. I should have set up a level 4 scan. This is my fault.
Fortran.
Steady, Lieutenant. The first device was no doubt a red herring planted in the room to distract us from the second, which in turn was shielded from our sensors by an experimental chronoton-charged cloaking field. That second device was ever so slightly displaced in time. Your tricorder couldn't have picked up on it. It took a whole group of scientists from several different delegations to come to that same conclusion.
Was auch immer Bevat tut, es ist gefährlich.
Captain, we need to go after the Doctor. The Belfast is tracking Bevat's warp signature, ion trail, and projected course. I've got all the data I need.
Fortfahren.
What the Belfast needs to do is remain stationed in orbit of Khitomer while President O'Keg meets with the Klingon High Council. This attack has led to some very tense exchanges and great mistrust in the Federation and Gorn delegations. Going after the Doctor is too risky. We'll need to send our data over to an experienced strike team and let them handle it.
Captain, uns läuft die Zeit davon. Sie haben selbst gesagt, dass genau den Unterschied ausmachen kann. Lieutenant Paris und ich könnten den Doktor gemeinsam zurückholen. Meine Crew ist erfahren und dieser Aufgabe gewachsen. Es ist darum logisch.
I agree. Besides, the Doctor is not only one of the most brilliant minds in Starfleet, but he's also my godfather. He's family, Captain.
I can't argue with that. But for that same reason, I'll need you back in one piece after your mission. I can't lose you too, Lieutenant. The Belfast has to remain to supervise the situation on Khitomer and escort Starfleet 1 back to Federation space. I hope I'm not making a mistake by staying behind. But duty calls. Good luck, and take care.
Mein Transporterschiff steht bereit. Bereit, Sie zu empfangen, Lieutenant Paris.
One to beam over.
Energie.
Quite the fine ship you have. Here's the data the Belfast retrieved during our encounter with the Klingons. We've tracked the Warvig to the Hattori system.
Keine Zeit zu verlieren. Energie zum Hattori-System. Maximum.
We've arrived, and in enemy territory, no less. Sensors are picking up on multiple vessels in the area. Klingon patrol ships. Planetary archives also show Hattori is home to a large nebula and an abandoned facility on the ground. I'm guessing that's where Bevat is holding the Doctor.
Welche Möglichkeit haben wir, Lieutenant?
We can either use the nebula's ionized gas to scatter our ship signal and travel at low impulse to conceal our movements till we reach transporter range, or we can go in guns blazing and risk alerting the Klingons on the ground. Your call.
Nutzen wir den Nebel zu unserem Vorteil. Persönliches Logbuch. Sternzeit 86259,8. Unsere Mission ist leider etwas komplizierter geworden. Der Doktor wurde entführt. Miral und die Kongo sind jetzt im Hattori-System, um den Doktor zu befreien. Eintrag Ende. Und auch hier machen wir Cut. Und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal im Teil 2. Der 6. Folge A. 6a. Wie auch immer. Dann, wenn es euch gefallen hat, Daumen hoch, kommentieren, abonnieren und so weiter und so fort, etc. pp. Und ihr könnt ja gerne einen Vergleich zwischen dieser Folge und Ina Heise machen, die auch den Titel Kuvah'Magh hat. Bis dahin, tschüss, lebe lang und in Frieden.